Hello chess lovers, welcome to the new video. So I played another game in the series. Unfortunately, it finished as it finished. You will see, you might have guessed it from the title. So let's start from the beginning. I was white. My opponent was 2013 rated on Lead Chess. So we have d4, d5, London system, and now an interesting move, knight c6. Okay. Knight f3, knight f6, e3, e6, knight b d2, and bishop d6. And here I made a small mistake because I sometimes like to take on d6 in these structures. But um, usually if this knight is here, then obviously it prevents this c pawn from moving. So when I take, I give black an option to rectify that negative feature of his position, because eventually I will play c4, and after that he will get rid of his double pawns, and he doesn't need to worry about the c5 break. He can utilize the c file himself, and later on, if he wishes so, he can go for the e5 break. Of course, if he takes with his queen, then this is slightly advantageous for white, because he will have to still move this pawn somehow, or this pawn, but still I like white here. But after c d6 he basically has no problems. And now my plan was to go c4, but I didn't like something. After taking here, of course, if I take with the bishop, everything is fine, but I don't want my bishop there. I would like it on d3 to operate on this diagonal, because from c4 he's biting at the granite. So that's why I wanted to take with the knight, but then after a simple move, I will have to go back, because if I don't, if I go forward, he can give me this check. And for example, blocking with the queen would be terrible, because after knight b4, this is a threat, and if I cover that square after knight e4, I can just resign. Of course, I can play better. Here I can go king d1, but that's not the position you want to play. Or even better, here I can defend against this check with this knight, but then what am I hoping for in this position? I don't know. So I was looking at something like this during the game. Uh, Not exactly all the lines that I'm showing now, but something on that, uh, in that sense, something like that was my consideration. So I decided not to play c4 here, but instead I first developed the bishop. Of course, he can attack that bishop with the knight, but then I just go back, and eventually he will go back, and in my mind I have won a tempo, because I have developed a piece long term. Is this true? I don't know, but that's my opinion. He didn't do that. He played a mysterious move, h6. Have no clue what's this move about, but okay. He castled, and finally I played c4. After takes, I took with the knight. That was my plan, and my hopes are that he will push this pawn, and then I will get the e5 square, something little to work with. Not much, but okay. He played a6. I was happy when I saw this move, because he's probably going to put this pawn here, and then he'll have these pawns that might become a target later, and also these two squares. We'll see. It never happened, but I'll show you what I mean in some possible lines. Rook c1, b5, knight back, and here he started thinking forever, but after some time I realized that he just got disconnected, and this is how the game ended. he I waited for 5-6 minutes, and then Lead offered me to claim victory after 5 minutes, or I don't know how much time has passed. So what could I do? He was already, his green circle became white, so he was offline, and the game ended unfortunately we didn't have a game. But let's see. Let's analyze this position a little bit. After bishop b7, protecting the knight, if white is not careful and just plays a normal developing move, then black gets the option to play e5. Computer doesn't think that this is the best choice, but this is, in a practical sense, very strong. So I don't know. I didn't like this kind of structure change. So my plan was to set up a positional trap to go here, and let's say if he exchanges, now there is pressure on c6, and one natural move would be d5, but that would be a big mistake. After I retreat my bishop, his bishop is really bad, and he has some holes in his camp. So I think this would be a great position for white. Of course, he doesn't have to push that pawn d5, and that's the correct strategy in this position, not to touch that pawn, but just to protect here, for example, queen b6 or rook c8, and then offer the exchange of these two bishops, and then you can think about d5 later. So yeah, we didn't have a game, unfortunately, because of some problem that my opponent faced. But what can we do? That's just what happened. So we continue with the series. We continue the series with another win. This time it was a lucky win, not thanks to playing good chess. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.